Hi everyone, bonjour tout le monde, Sami, your French teacher here in London. Il fait très beau aujourd'hui. And online, I wanted to share with you, English speakers, native English speakers or English as a second language, some 4 mistakes that I hear all the time here in London. Number 1 is to rely on English now. Sometimes good, but mostly it doesn't work as you get more advanced or lower intermediate up to upper intermediate. It works less and less to rely on English because they are just different. Now, the vocab is kind of similar, some transparent words here and there, but so many false friends. The word order is different, the grammar doesn't make sense in one language or the other. The idiomatic use of the language is very different from one language to another. So what you want is to rely less on your English, ideally, and franchise things as you go along. Make things more abstract. Use le, use some impersonal structures such as il, on, ça, and this is only the top of the iceberg. Number 2 is genders. Is it un, is it une, is it le, is it la? It doesn't matter so much, and also there are patterns that most people are not really aware of. So the basic pattern, I'm simplifying things here, is that if the word ends with a consonant, it's mostly masculine. There's a very good chance it's masculine, okay? Doesn't work all the time though. If a word ends with an E, there's a very good chance it's feminine. So la table ends with E, it's feminine. Le stylo is masculine. Le banc, B-A-N-C, B-A-N-C, ends with a consonant and it's masculine. It works most of the time. Not always, there are quite a lot of exceptions. I'd say it works about 80% of the time. So it's actually good. And even if you get the gender wrong, well, it's not so bad. We can still understand you. Number 3 is to confuse de with another meaning of de, with de, with du, and mix them all together. Well, it is understandable. It's a very difficult point because most English speakers are not aware of their own English grammar. So they're not quite sure whether it's like Paul's pen, le stylo de Paul, the possessive one, or is it je n'ai pas de problème, the positive article we call it. So there's confusion around there's added confusion with des, as in des pâtes, des champignons, and there's added confusion with du, which is de plus le, that substitutes into another word, du café, to say some coffee, right? Or jouer au football, a plus le, causes a lot of confusion also. So these are tricky points and you might want to review them regularly. That's my tip for you. There's only one way, is to review those things quite regularly because your brain will always kind of struggle if you rely on your English again. So that relates to tip number 1. Tip number 4 and last tip is your listening. Now, what I hear is a confusion for English speakers is the sound e versus the sound e, for example. Now, to me, obviously as a native speaker, they are very different sounds. One is e, so my mouth would stretch and go e, whereas the second one is more eh, such as English hey, kind of more relaxed and casual. So just open your mouth. So one is more eh, more like a goat, you know, going bah. The other one is more eh, which is kind of more, takes more effort to do. One is eh, another one is eh. So one way to do this is to practice those regularly and find words that have this sound in it. So for example, the sound e can be written e acute or er. So j'ai parlé goes e. But the infinitive parler, er, is also e, it's the same sound. Now the other sound e is found as in e accent grave or e accent circonflexe, such as être for accent circonflexe and le père ou la mère for accent grave. So to me, la mère is obviously e, otherwise it will be la mère or le père, whereas parler is obviously parler, otherwise it will be parlait, which is actually now an imperfect. So you want to avoid this confusion between e and because it might be subtle to you, but for tenses, it becomes very important as you become more advanced. So these are 4 mistakes that I hear all the time: relying on English, the wrong gender, du, de, la, des, the wrong listening. Now, how to solve that is to franchise as you go along. It's not easy, but also those things you need to review them regularly because they will cause you trouble quite regularly. Even as you become advanced, they will still be kind of a struggle. So make sure you review them as you keep going with your regular learning process anyway. If I forgot some mistakes or if you think I should make more videos like that, I want to help you with this. So please share. I'll talk to you soon. On se parle bientôt. Allez.